Okay, what is going on? We're doing some audio, video, light tests. Very simple. I wanted to check how much the ND would change the look and feel of this like talking head section. So right now, recording on the Sony FX3. We have a 2470 2.8 set at 24mm. I'm pretty sure it's wide open, f2.8. We've got 200 watt. It's a small rig lamp set at like 20%. Aperture, MC Pro, hair light, and then a few tubes off this side. Practicals. No ND, and I wanted to see what that was like. I want to do some more angles, but I'm gonna throw the tilter matte box on the front of this, and then I'm gonna reset up the lights. Okay, so there is now the tilt of VND on the front of the lens, which I think is it's 2 stops of ND is as clear as it goes. So that's what we've got on the front, and I've gone from 20% on the small rig light here up to 40%. I should have mentioned in the first shot, I think the skin tone, the skin exposure was set at like 60 IRE, something like that. So on my monitor, I'm just monitoring with the scope to see where the skin tone was sitting at, and it was sitting somewhere around the like 60 to 65 IRE. On this shot, going from 20% to 40% on the key, strangely, like, to make the image look pleasing, it's slightly on the lower end IRE. It's like, it's not quite 60 to 65, it's more like 55 to 60 IRE on the face. So that's what I've exposed for on this shot. I'm gonna be interested to see, we'll be able to see what that's looking like in post. It feels like on these shots already it's looking much nicer. So I don't know if that's just that there's more separation. I haven't changed any of the practicals over here, the practicals above me. I haven't changed anything on the hair light. So let me know what you think. Let me know which of these, I'll flip between the two. Let me know which of these you think is better, more pleasing, better exposed. In my head, to my eyes, the second looks more pleasing. The light is definitely brighter to be in the room with. So if you didn't want to blind your subject doing an interview or talking head, then maybe this isn't what you want to go for. But for me, talking straight to camera, I feel like it's more than manageable. It's a big light. It's definitely a large light, but it feels fine, feels great. Also interested what you think about this audio as well. This is just running straight into the camera through the Sennheiser MK-E400. Probably isn't supposed to be used like I'm using it. But another thing that is annoying, I've got a set of the Rode Mic Pros, the ones that record in 32-bit float, which is a lifesaver for sure. Being able to record in 32-bit float is really, really nice. But I have found that if I run the receiver straight into the camera and I have that receiver stuck on the side of my camera, I get really, really bad interference, some kind of like high-pitched whistling, something like that. So I either have to try and mount it in a really awkward place, or I just don't mount it, I don't plug it in, and then I have to match up the audio in post, which is a real faff. So I'm trying to find solutions, better solutions for audio where my clips are already matched with audio. Also a solution that doesn't cost me an absolute fortune. I bought this as a decent, on-camera shotgun mic, and so I'd be interested to see, how it works even for this, and whether I could use this mic as a, on the end of a boom for an actual interview. rather than someone holding it like I am. I find it quite nice because it gives me something to do in my hand. Okay, so we've jumped to a different angle now. We've actually gone to 35mm off to the side, and I kind of was trying something with what you see over there on the left-hand side. Kind of felt like when I grabbed this angle, there wasn't really anything. There was stuff going on over there, but I didn't have any interest in it. It was just all dark. So I've actually, it's very crude, but I've thrown some tube lights over in that corner. I like it because the light is focused in the shelves rather than having a fixture out over behind me pointing at the shelves. It kind of looks like it's lights on the shelf. So maybe it'd be like maybe a practical light would really help. Actually, I've got an idea. I'm gonna be right back. Okay, so there we go. Practicals. Practicals are the way to go, aren't they? Yeah, there's less detail, but the practical makes it feel like it's there on purpose. So I'm just looking at my monitor here. I had to switch out a bulb from the light here to go in the one at the top. The one at the top there, because I wanted to be able to dim it. I can't change the color on those. They just are what they are. But as far as like practicals go, I think they're nice. I'm just trying to bring some light onto that shelf, and I think it's doing a fairly good job. Obviously, the one on the bottom is like a little concrete box from B&Q that's got a lamp holder in it, so that's kind of cool. But again, it's got a bulb in it that I can dim, so that's at like 30% or something. Biggest thing that will be interesting to look at in post is the colors. I've gone more daylight on my key light and on my hair light, whereas I can't adjust the temperature of the practicals. Whether that ends up looking really weird and those practicals end up looking really, really orange, and whether I find it hard to balance. I think this looks great though. When I look at false color on my monitor, yeah, skin tones are still like 55 IRE, just under 60 IRE. The practicals are hot, but you know, for those practicals to actually light something, I do still want them to light something. It's only the very, you know, it's the fact that they're a naked bulb, and that's why they're hot on the IRE. Everything else is exposed darker than I usually would. So when I bring this in post, I'm either going to be happy or I'm not. So we'll find out. We'll see what happens. Okay, so this is by far my favorite type of angle to do. This like side, like little detail, getting real nice and personal. This is a hard one to light. Obviously, when you got so many practicals in play, I'm really having to work with where the subject is. So where is my head going? Not just in the frame that I'm trying to like frame up, but actually in the space. Because behind my head here is that light. If I'm if I'm just like this, then they kind of peek out. You can see it on the top of my head as well. Maybe it's nice if each time those things stay where they are. But if the subject is moving around, then it's really I'm feeling like it's really tough to place those. And this is at 50mm, so 24 on the first shot, 35 on the second, 50 on this. Man, I love it. It's a beautiful shot. I do just want to tweak the lamp behind me. We can grab the Sidus Link app, and I can go in to the fixture, and I'm just going to dial. Well, I'm going to show you what it's doing. So here's what that lamp is doing. Bam. And it's probably doing more than it needs to. So I'm just going to pull it back I feel like that's looks more natural. Obviously, on the A cam, the practicals weren't where they were. That's kind of, it's been a work in progress. But if I were to move back to the A cam, I'm confident those practicals will work exactly where they are. Man, I love these kinds of angles. Okay, before we go, bonus shot for you. I saw this shot used in another documentary interview. Kind of liked it. Obviously used to putting the subject looking into the frame, whereas with this, subject is definitely looking out of the frame. Used to depending on the story, depending on what the subject in the interview would be saying, this could be a really helpful shot. I kind of like how sparse, how much like negative space there is, As I'm looking at it, I am wondering if it's ever so slightly too high. I probably just want to pan it down a little bit. I'm pretty happy with it as a shot, so I think it looks great. Would love to hear your feedback on whatever you think I could do better, wherever you think there's improvements to be made. If you've enjoyed it, please let me know, and catch you in the next one.